Hello, children. Welcome. I am
Mr. Kennedy!
and today we are in a new section. We're starting Southwest Asia. And so if you guys would turn with me on page 436, we'll get the day started. On page 436 here, we're going to talk about the physical features of Southwest Asia. Arabia, or the Arabian Peninsula, is surrounded by water on three sides. So I got a quick question for you. What bodies of water surround Arabia? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To find these answers, look on page 437. And those are the Red Sea, Gulf of Aden, Arabian Sea, Persian Gulf, and the Gulf of Oman. To what larger body of water are all three of these? To what larger body of water are all these bodies of water connected to? What ocean are all these bodies of water connected to? It's an ocean. The Indian Ocean. If you picked the Indian Ocean, you are correct. So now, let's move on to page 437 here. Most of Arabia and Iraq are on the Arabian Plate. Mountains rise sharply from the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden to form the plate's southeastern and western edges. The Arabian Plate is in effect a plateau, or raised flat area, that slopes gradually toward the east. Near the eastern edge of the Arabian Plate, the plate's rocks bend downward to form a long, broad depression or dip. In the south, the Persian Gulf also lies within the depression. Two major rivers in this area, the Tigris and the Euphrates. Now, these waters provide fresh water to this region. This region is mostly desert. Why would people live by water? It's a big theme we've talked about all year. People live by water. Why? Because people need water to survive. Okay? Very good. Now, let's look at the map on page 437 here and do some map skills questions. Which has the higher elevation in Arabia and Iraq? The Hijaz. Number 2. What is the desert in western Iraq called? The Syrian Desert. Very good. So now, wrapped up physical features here on Southwest Asia. Hopefully, you guys have learned something for the day in this area. Now we're going to move into oil and gas riches on page 438. There was once a shallow sea between what is now the Arabian Peninsula and the rest of Asia. So let's pause for a minute and take a look at the map, which is over here. So let the teacher pull down the map and we'll take a look at the area between what is now the Arabian Peninsula and the rest of Asia. When living things in the sea died, they decayed. Their decayed bodies formed a thick layer of muck on the sea floor. Forces within Earth slowly pushed the Arabian Plate against the Eurasian Plate. and bent it downward into folds. These pockets are known as fold traps because the undersea layer of muck became trapped in them. Heat and pressure from inside the earth transformed the muck over millions of years into oil and natural gas. Because oil and gas are the remains of living things, they are called what? One of the terms that we use for today. Fossil fuels. Good. Many fold traps formed in the rock of the Arabian Plate. They lie mainly beneath the Persian Gulf and the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. River valleys. These fold traps have given Saudi Arabia the world's largest oil reserves and output. Let's say that again because it's very important. These fold traps have given Saudi Arabia the world's largest oil reserves and output. Iraq, Kuwait, Qatar, Oman, and the United Arab Emirates have also grown rich by selling oil and gas. So, let's review what I just said. Where are the largest oil reserves? If you chose Saudi Arabia, you are correct. So, let's review here our section on oil and gas. What is the result of fold traps? Undersea muck is trapped over time. The heat and pressure turn it into oil and natural gas. Second question, why are oil and natural gases called fossil fuels? They are the remains or fossils of living things. Okay, so let's go down here to page 438 and use some map skills because we love maps and geography. Is more oil located near the Persian Gulf or the Red Sea? Persian Gulf. Number 2. Which country has larger oil fields, Oman or Yemen? Tick tock, tick tock. Oman. Very good. So, first two subcategories that we've covered here in Southwest Asia. Physical features of Southwest Asia. Speaking of the Arabian Plate and two important rivers, the Tigris and Euphrates River in Southwest Asia. Then we went over oil and gas riches, and now we know that the largest reserves of oil are in Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar, Oman, and the United Arab Emirates have also grown rich by selling oil. So, Arabia and Iraq, Kuwait, Yemen, Oman, Qatar, United Arab Emirates are great big oil reserves. So the next section on page 439 we're going to talk about is living on oil. And that will be tomorrow. Thank you for joining us today in my class. And this is me,
Mr. Kennedy,
signing off for today. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.